Hello and welcome to the second edition of the Bentley ANA Cricket Show for season 2011-2012. Got myself, Adam Kane, and Adam Nicholson. How are you?
It's good to be here, and I think we have to apologise to our loyal viewers because
Tardiness.
it hasn't been good, but we're here now, and
Yes.
we've got 2 rounds to go through.
Yeah, look, we'll just briefly go through ANA's results for round 3. Obviously, disappointing result against Chelsea Heights, chasing to 20 odd.
Yeah,
they finished all out for about 98.
Look, to Chelsea's credit, they just outplayed us. They paced their innings. They never rushed it. You know, I think at tea we got through about 40 odd overs. They were sitting just, I think, over 100, and after that they started opening up the shots, and what's his name? Ezra can play. He's going to do really well this year. But Lockhart, I think, batted himself.
Brad batted at the end and just teed off at the end, or it was just more clinical batting.
I know he teed off, but they just outplayed us. They butted us, and when it came to bowling, they just really bowled really well. And they bowled to plans, and they bowled one side of the wicket, and Shelton's he's probably the premier bowler in the composite in terms of opening bowls.
Took 5 against us.
He did, and he bowled quite quick, but very accurate, accurate, and he can bat as well. But unfortunately, we got done quite convincingly. But we've got to try and take some positives out of that and work on the negatives, and getting to round 4, we can talk about those. But they've actually got. Chelsea actually got a pretty good bowling attack. You know, they've got the young Sri Lankan Indian kid opened with Shelton. Then Ezad comes in and he can bowl in and out. And another young kid bowled pretty well as well. So I reckon they'll do all right.
Mm-hmm.
They got a few good bats at the top order.
Uthaya Kumar.
Yes.
He took 2 for as well as Ezad taking 2 for as well.
Yeah.
Moving on to Woolno in round 3, ANA unfortunately 8 for 144, batting the full 65 overs. And like what you said about ANA, pushing through the overs before tea, about 40 odd. Aspendale did that very well, and as a result, we were on the back foot from the start. Stewie Campbell making 40 odd, and Anthony Gill batting for 45 overs and making 30 odd. So getting time in the middle, which was good for Gilly. And they passed us, I think, 5 or 6 down at the end there, with I think James Coyne taking 2 wickets. So in the thirds, I think had a win from memory. Maybe we should be a bit more prepared for that. But anyway, thirds and
they did it easily.
yeah, the thirds going all right. Fourths and fifths are struggling, unfortunately. But we'll move into round 4, and ANA just fell short due to the weather. We got Carnegie South. Was it all out?
It was
25.
Yeah, it was a strange first day. We had Pereira, Kev out 4th ball with Harry. I love Sherrod. He's a great.
We all like
He's
Harry.
a great guy, but unfortunately missed that one, and that happens. So he made the most of that chance, Pereira, and batted okay. Got to 60 odd, as well as the Tommy
Collison. Is it Collison?
No. He's a little bloke. He's like Nathan Harris.
Hardacre. Right. Made 48.
He made 48. He went out, I think, just before. They were known for 110 or something like that, and that was off 20,
And reasonably good pace.
23 overs, 25 overs, and then going into tea, I think they were one down, and after tea, it just went our way, and Brad Dolan picked up a wicket first ball after tea, and then I think he bagged, in his spell after tea, he picked up 4. He got Pereira out not long after that, but geez, I'll tell you what, it was diabolical. The Sri Lankan import, what's his name? Pereira, another Pereira.
Yeah.
Who lives with Razzie.
Yes.
And Q. In the bungalow. Pereira's he's literally hit it. I'm not kidding you. Bigsy was at mid-wicket and he couldn't have been 3 metres. He's just literally hit it straight to him.
Yeah.
Said yes. So Pereira's just sort of, I'm just going to go because I'm new to the country. I'm just going to follow orders. I'm off. And then Kev said no, and so Pereira stopped. And then Kev sort of like, I better get going because I'm looking more in trouble here. So he and then it was the worst run out I've ever seen. Honestly,
And changed momentum.
and it did, but poor old Prairie, he didn't know what to do. I don't think he knew what to do. He just stood there. He didn't know whether he should walk off or then Kev could just fall on his sword and go.
Yeah.
But, it was so the momentum turned after that, and then we got our backs up for a bit, and then had them 7 for 137, 140, I think, maybe even a bit more. I think we just ran out of steam because we had that big burst.
And I guess unfortunately, with the way the weather panned out on week 2, probably cost us 3 points. Just couldn't finish off those last few wickets.
Oh look, and that happens. Shit, if we, at none for 110, they get to 20.
Absolutely, it's a win at the end of the day.
Yeah, so that was that. But coming to
week 2,
coming to week 2, Brad Lovell started very well, played some glorious shots, picked up a couple of sixes. But once he went out, Biggsy and Whitey just didn't look like going out, to be honest. And
James White finishing 81 not out before rain stopped play at A&A 2 for 178. So then another 45 to
Biggsy
win.
got 67. He only went out literally the last in the over before we
went on.
pulled up stumps anyway. And he reckons he couldn't even see it in the end. It was that.
Yeah.
It was sort of the lesser of two. When it rains like that, and so it's
sheep rain.
to bat, it's sort of the lesser of two evils, if that makes sense, because it's harder to bat and it's harder to bowl, obviously.
Well, the ball's a piece of soap.
Yeah, but it was quite dark, and the guy said, you really had to concentrate. So it was tough going early. It wasn't as if these guys are bowling with the soap for the first over. So Carnegie bowled okay, but the guys just batted really well. We're playing on Caulfield Park 4,
Number 5,
which really good ground.
There's no protection though. Like there's no facility. So as a result, the poor people who are scoring or doing the scoreboard are just drenched under the rain.
It was. I reckon we had.
I think James Troy did most of the
he was hiding
scoreboard.
Yeah, but I think we had the best tree in Caulfield Park altogether. It was a monster. So we were all tucked in under that. But look, unfortunate. We picked it up the rate a little bit after tea, but geez, it was we'd been playing in the rain consistently, the type of rain it was most of the day. Then it that sheet rain kicked in just at the end, and Harry's got to look at the safety for all players, so he called it off, and that was it. But
would it be nice to sneak in a bonus 3 points, seeing as all the other games are draws as well?
What's the rule there? Because Frank Lucano was saying that if there's the majority of games are washed out, then they're all washed out.
No, I think that's all to do with when there hasn't been a proper start.
Okay.
So more affecting week 1. But if
it's quite strange if you're lucky enough to get.
If a team has positioned itself to be dominating at week 1 and they get a quick win in the second week and then everyone else is drawn, well, by rights that team's entitled to 6 points, and I think common sense will suggest that will be the case. Not that it affected Longmere Shield, but it did affect Woolno, where I think week 1 Brighton Union had dismissed Raven West for about 76. And then in reply, Brighton Union was 7 for 20 overnight. Oh no!
Hang on.
Yeah.
Just let it ring.
Yeah, just let it ring. So if you can deal with this, couldn't you find a more creative ringtone, mate? Anyway, 7 for 20 overnight, and then finished all out for 30 with Ashley Bott taking 6 for 8. And from what I understand, on the same weekend, he had. Got engaged, where he proposed to his missus, and she said yes, and it was his birthday as well.
Wow.
So great game for
triple treat for Body.
Yeah, triple treat. Yeah. So there was 6 points for them. Everyone else drew.
I've harped on this, but I just can't believe how thin Brighton Union's twos are.
Yeah, look, it's all out for 30. I mean, everyone had a bit of a chuckle when West Bentley were all out for 46 a few games ago, but. Brighton Union for 30, that's bad.
They were good enough to roll on Raven West for 78 at the same time, but shit. Anyway.
Well, I mean, they had JWC playing for them, and he took 5.
I'm surprised he's in the twos.
Yeah, well, I guess he's come back from injury.
Anyway,
back to A&A, and we played Hampton United and won the toss and batted, which you could say almost cost us, because had we been able to dismiss them before 65 overs, might have been a chance. But anyway, 6 for 298 we made, with Peter Bishop making a great ton, 111 not out after making 142 in the third game before. Myself making 58, and Gilly again 45 overs in the middle and making 50.
You need those guys though.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess myself and Gilly, we opened the batting together and absolute chalk and cheese when it came to innings. I was out in the 12th over, the score was 65 and I'd made 58, where Gilly went out in the 45th over for 50 when the score was 179. So, yeah,
Set
exactly.
the platform for Bishop, didn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So, you know,
And that 100 came after tea, so it was like a Mark Wall 100 in a session type.
No, Barty went out when the score was on 91, and that's when Bish came in, and we were 118 at tea. So you know, you made about 20 or something like that before then. But yeah, most of the runs were after tea. It was a great knock. I think I only got dropped once early on in the piece. So we had 20.
Did you have to say that? To just ruin the fact that he got dropped.
Oh, look, we all get dropped in cricket, you know. But I think, you know, besides that, it was a great knock. You know, sorry. Anyway,
polish off it a little bit.
There's no polish lost. It was a great knock. And Hampton United was 6 for 80 at tea. And then the heavens opened, and unfortunately,
was the pitch all right?
Pitch was fine because we had rain up until about 12:30, and okay, there was some water at the run up at the far end of the pitch, but you know, we spent 10-15 minutes sweeping that off, and we were right to play from the start. We had Basil umpiring, and there was a couple of Hampton United tail enders who were trying to play the rain card, but. They've got Mark Bell as captain, and he's a good bloke. And he, irrespective of the fact that he went out just before tea, he was one of those blokes who says, no, we play cricket to play cricket, and we don't care if it's a little bit drizzly, but we'll continue playing. But having said all that,
The rules are the rules.
The rules are the rules. Paul Dixon was standing there complaining. You know, he's not playing this year, but he was there on the boundary, just throwing in his 2 cents, saying that they should get off. And I mean, Paul Dixon's probably the last person you want to talk about health and safety scenes. He gets injured just walking on the road. But irrespective, 6 for 86. Glenn Wilson was the best of the bowlers, taking 3 for 30.
Why isn't Dicko playing?
Oh, I think he's got a back injury. I think one of his teammates even said a heartstring injury. But anyway, that'll leave for them to worry about.
So Glenn Wilson did well.
Glenn Wilson, yeah, and he's I think he's taken 9 wickets in 4 rounds at an average of 10, so he's doing really well. He's up there with the averages. So we'll and the thirds were also in a position where they made 170 odd, with Ryan Dolan making 45 not out, and I think we had them 5 for 70 or something like that. So we were in the box seat, but unfortunately, again, the rain. The fourths, they snuck in a win. They only needed 20 runs overnight, and they got there, and then the rain came. Unfortunately for the fifths, they were all out 10 minutes just before the rain came. So I think chasing 300, they were all out for about 50. So anyway, that's A&A, and I think the 16s were also denied because of rain. But anyway, we'll talk about Longyear Shield, and we'll go into round 4 with Longyear. Okay, there were draws all round, but we'll probably look at some individual situations where Brighton Union were 3 for 90, chasing Kingston Heath's 9 for 205. Kingston Heath, you wonder whether they probably were grateful, or it was probably still much in the balance.
Look, it all depends who was out. Like if Kuzma, Con, and like a Gregory was out, and the game was on in the balance. Good for Kingston Heath, come back from a 50 the week before against Carnegie South and Post. I think at 200, but I think they were 3 for 6, what I read, and you know, they to get 205 from that.